Good day, Kavibal, and welcome to our Learn at Home Facebook Live. For the discussion today, the topic will be on becoming home partners in learning, tips on guiding child, learner in navigating the cyber terrain. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. Make sure you are registered to the webinar to have your e-certificate of participation. Visit certificate.vibalgroup.com to generate your proof of attendance. Place your questions in the comment box allotted during the session and they will be addressed by our speaker later on. Share the video using hashtag LearnAs1PH as our official hashtag to our Vibal webinars. Experience learning. Ka Vibal? And now, to proceed with our webinar this evening, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our distinguished speaker today. Mr. Jake Rovin Morales is a graduate of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Biological Sciences at the University of Santo Tomas, España, Manila, and is currently taking Master of Arts in Education, major in General Science at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Currently, he is a senior high school physical science teacher at the University of the Santo Tomas Senior High School. Mr. Morales is an active member of the UST SHS Permanent Committee on Communication and Publicity. He is also appointed as the organization advisor of the UST Galvanize, the official dance organization of UST SHS. Aside from being an educator, he also spends his time as a professional photographer and a hobbyist videographer. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mr. Jake Rovin D. Morales.
Thank you po. Yeah. Let me share first my slide before I begin with our session today. And I would like to thank our organizer for inviting me for this Learn at Home series that we have right now. No? Yeah. Gusto kong simulan po yung ating discussion ngayon sa isang somehow matalinghagang pamamaraan. No? Dahil gusto kong sinisimulan lagi ang aking mga klase by means of saying that at dahil kahit ang pandemya ay hindi sapat na dahilan upang tayo ay tumigil sa pagkatuto at tumuklas ng iba't ibang mga paraan upang mas maging maayos at mas maging fluid ang pag-navigate natin sa tinatawag nating new normal. Mga kabibal, welcome to another Learn at Home series provided by our partner, the Vibal Group. For today po, I will be speaking of the following topic or this topic on becoming home partners in learning, tips on guiding child learner in navigating the cyber terrain. Medyo masyadong mabigat no yung topic po natin, pero I will be somehow breaking it down into a smaller chunks para mas ma-grasp natin yung konsepto ng topic po natin today. Allow me again to introduce myself. I am Jake Rovin Morales. I am actually also a student. I graduated at the University of Santo Tomas and currently working in my alma mater as a physical science teacher. And also I am appointed as the UST Galvanize Advisor. And also I'm a photographer. Pero bakit nga ba ako ang napili ng Vibal Group into talking or to speak about parental advices, no? Pero hindi naman ako isang magulang, pero biologically maaari kong sabihin na hindi ako magulang, pero I also have worked and considered myself always as a parent to my students. I've been teaching for 10 years na, ganun na katagal akong nagtuturo. Pero ayun, no, mako-consider ko na in the course of my journey as an educator, ay na-embrace ko na rin no, yung pagiging isang magulang sa aking mga estudyante, sa mga anak ko dyan. No, sabi nila, i-shout out ko daw sila. Shower out. Yan. No. Yan. Hayaan niyo pong simulan ko ang ating talakayan for this night by means of looking back. By means of looking back at the time kung kailan nga ba nagsimula itong pandemya po natin. No? Ironically, no, kung titignan po natin or kung babalikan po natin on how the situation we're in right now started, nagsimula siya ng katapusan naman sa mga school. No? Katapusan in terms of the academic year or the school year na meron po tayo. So, kung iisipin po natin or kung i-analyze natin, marami po talagang mga guro, maraming mga institution at schools ang na-caught off guard kung paano nga ba nila ina-navigate yung next school year, as well as the parents as well. Sila din po, no, ay nagkaroon ng alinlangan kung itutuloy ba nila yung pag-aaral ng anak nila, or should they stop temporarily while the pandemic is still here with us right now, no? Pero sa amin pong paaralan in the University of Santo Tomas, no, we're actually following a different school year, no, time frame for our school year. Nag-start kami ng August at technically nag-e-end kami ng May. So kung iisipin po natin, we were able to simulate kung ano nga ba yung maaring magiging setup natin for this school year na meron po tayo ngayon. No? But it doesn't mean, no, that dahil kami ay ahead sa ibang mga paaralan in our nation, ay meron na kaming head start or lamang na kami sa kanila. No? I believe that every institution, may they end uh, ng May or nag-end man sila nung March, kung kailan nagsisimula pa lamang yung pagta-transition natin into online distance learning, ay kami ay learning pa din. May ilan pa rin kaming mga agam-agam or meron pa rin kaming mga gustong i-polish sa mga ginagawa na namin sa kasalukuyan. For tonight po, no, ang ating pong magiging topic is not about the teachers. It's not about the students alone, but rather it's the role of the parent on how important and vital are their roles into the effectivity or yung pag-achieve natin dun sa learning na inaasam natin na makuha ng ating mga anak or ng ating mga estudyante while they are in school virtually, no? Medyo mag-move forward tayo in looking back, no? In the course of the preparation of the schools, no, I'm sure all the parents as well also prepared for this academic year, no. Andiyan po marahil yung nagrereklamo tayo na hindi dapat ituloy, no, or mahirap itong setup na to, parang nakakaalangan, no. Pero dahil Filipino tayo, natatanda ang sinabi ng aking kaibigan yon, no. Dahil Filipino tayo, kakayanin natin itong hamon na ibinigay po sa atin. And by means of that, no, parents started preparing for the education of their children. Andyan yung bumili ng panibagong mga gadgets, nag-prepare ng mas magandang internet provider, or nag-upgrade sila ng kanilang internet provider para mas maging fluid yung pag-aaral ng kanilang anak into this school year, no. Mayaman man or mahirap, I'm sure everyone has prepared for it, no. I'm sure nakita ninyo na sa mga Facebook, sa mga balita, sa TV, or nabasa sa dyaryo that there are some even less fortunate people na they're going extra mile para lamang makapag-provide sa kanilang mga anak ng kanilang magandang what do we call this? Pag-aaral, no? Or makapag-provide sila ng magandang setup para sa kanilang mga anak. For a while? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you hear me po? Yeah. Sige.
Yes po, sir. You can be heard.
Sorry. Yan, no? So aside from that, no, ay nagsimula na yung ating academic year. At I'm sure, no, kung babalikan po ninyo yung mga session ng Vibal po, ilan po sa mga nabanggit doon na dapat ang mga magulang po ay nagpre-prepare na at inaalam nila kung paano nga ba nagwo-work yung online distance learning na meron po tayo sa kasalukuyan, no. Just a review, no, we most of the schools are following these two types of modes of learning, no. Andiyan po yung tinatawag nating synchronous learning and asynchronous learning, na kung saan, no, during the synchronous learning ay gumagamit po ng mga devices or gadgets yung ating mga anak para makipag-communicate directly to their teachers. Andiyan naman yung ating mga asynchronous session kung saan the teachers or the institution, the schools are providing modules and other modes of learning na kung saan self-paced yung ating mga estudyante. Okay. Pero gusto kong tanungin kayo, no? Are you ready to trust your child to accomplish the task with minimum supervision? Bakit ko nga ba ito natanong, no? Dahil aminin natin at sa hindi. At current times, no, ang ating mga magulang, hindi lang mga magulang pati mga kapatid, no, ay going extra into helping their child or the younger ones, no, in their learning, no. Dito papasok yung topic po natin today na pagfo-focusan natin. The role of the parent of being the home partners in the learning process, no. Being a home partner, matagal na po yang nagaganap in our educational system. Hindi lamang po yan ngayong online distance learning. Even when there is physical class pa, ay shared responsibility na ito ng mga magulang at ng school, the education provider, para na masigurado na magiging maayos yung learning ng ating mga anak. Bakit ko nga ba natanong yon, no? Dahil ang parental involvement requires commitment and a lot of time. At minsan, yung ating mga parents, pati yung mga kapatid natin are actually sometimes going beyond the boundaries of what they're supposed to be giving or providing to their younger ones, no? Andiyan po yung sinasabi natin, nakikita natin sa Facebook na module ka lang, no, may ate ako. Pero hindi naman ito talaga trabaho ng ating mga ate. I don't know if you've also seen, I tried to copy a scenario of a post that has went viral, no? Kung saan yung ibang mga parents are actually playing the role of the learner, no? Bakit? Dahil gusto nilang masigurado na yung kanilang mga anak ay magiging first honor ngayong school year po natin. So yun. Pero hindi ko naman sinasabi na kasalanan ninyo na sometimes you're doing extra for your child. What I am saying is that dapat hinay-hinaya natin. We must identify kung nasaan nga ba yung boundaries po natin. For today, allow me to provide you some tips in guiding your learner into how they will navigate this online distance learning na meron po tayo ngayon. Just a disclaimer lamang po para sa ating lahat, no. This is not a one size fit all tips, no. Maaaring yung mga mabibigay kong tip ay hindi para sa inyo or hindi applicable sa inyo. So just kindly choose kung ano yung inyong mga kukunin doon sa mga ihahain kong mga ideya kung paano natin mas matutulungan yung ating mga anak or the young ones in their learning. Let's start first with the idea, no, na dapat tayo mga parents ay hindi maging first honor ngayong school year na to. Dapat tayo ay maging parent with honors, no? Merong paninindigan or merong magandang values na i-share sa mga estudyante by means of not doing their task, no? So tip number 1, no? Unang-una sa tip po natin is the idea of conditioning, mental conditioning. Ang mind po kasi natin works in a way na dapat kailangan siyang makondisyon for quite a good ample amount of time, no? Dahil hindi naman pwedeng bigla-biglaan lang na, oh, ikaw na lang mag-isa, nak, kaya mo na yan, matanda ka na, no? Yan. So hindi naman pwedeng ganon. Ano nga ba yung role natin, no? Kailangan i-condition din natin yung ating sarili, not only just the child, no? Into transitioning to this online distance learning na sila lang. Identify natin. Dear parents, nasaan na po ba kayo in terms of the level of your, what do we call this? Nasaang phase na kayo ng pagiging isang magulang ng online distance learner? Nandoon ba kayo sa stage na kayo ang gumagawa ng lahat ng mga task ng inyong mga anak? Or nandoon kayo sa stage na kung saan you sit with your child during synchronous session and you allow them to do task pero kailangan assisted po ninyo? Or nandoon na kayo sa stage na kung saan ay kayo naman ay somehow distant na sa inyong mga anak while they're doing their online classes. Tapos, minimum lamang yung supervision na piniprovide po ninyo. Sana ay nandoon kayo sa huli, dear parents. At paano nga ba natin makukondisyon yung ating mga anak into making them uh, or making them do what we want them to do? Una, pag-usapan po natin. It is important that we talk things out with our children. Hindi pwedeng pagalit, hindi pwedeng sinusungitan natin sila na kaya mo na yan. No? You have to talk it out in a nice way. You provide explanation. Ipaalam po natin na gagawin po ninyo yon dahil mas makabubuti na sila mismo yung gumagawa ng mga task nila. And lastly, they have to agree. The parent and the student would have to agree na gagawin po nila yon, na sila na, yung mga estudyante na, yung majority na gagawa ng kanilang mga task na dapat ma-accomplish. Tip number 2, you have to establish some routine. No? Dahil kung paano tayo sa ating physical classes, ay dapat ganun din po tayo sa online distance learning po natin. Hindi po ito magiging madali. It will not be easy, but it is possible na maging fluid or maging matiwasay yung pag-aaral ng ating mga estudyante while they're going through the online distance learning. Yeah. Create some routines, no? Mag-set ng alarm, allow them to somehow fix themselves, no? And then after which ay i-condition nga natin sila na yung mag-aaral on their own. They will sit alone in their learning area, no? Tapos paunti-unti ay hihiwalay po tayo doon sa room na kung nasaan po sila. Yeah. I also have, I think this is the most effective tip na maaari kong ma-share po sa ating lahat. No? The idea of a reward system. No? Sabi nga ng aking isang co-teacher before, according to the principle of economics, people respond to incentive. No? Tayo ay nagwo-work dahil meron tayong nakukuha in return. No? I believe ang mga bata rin ay ganun din. No? May they be young ones, mga kinder or prep, no? Or mga high school na po sila. Minsan kinakailangan din natin silang i-reward, no? For doing what they are tasked to do. No? May it be a simple achievement na hindi sila nakatulog sa online class nila for today or natapos nila yung kanilang task ahead of time without cramming, ay magandang bigyan natin sila ng reward. Yung reward naman po natin, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that is material. No? Maaari tayong magbigay or mag-provide ng magandang treat na pagkain during the night o kaya naman ay allow them to have extra time to play their gaming console, no? Andiyan din naman yung maaari rin nating silang bigyan ng time to play with their close neighbor, no? Pero syempre kailangan ay i-practice pa rin natin yung social distancing at we make sure that the people kung saan nag-i-interact yung ating mga anak ay safe din po, no? Yan. Here is in your screen right now, no, you can see here different types of conditioning, which has been identified by different what do we call them? Psychologists, if I'm not mistaken. No? Andiyan si Ivan Pavlov, Watson, B.F. Skinner, and Albert Bandura, wherein they have explained that individuals or organism, napaka-scientific, people actually respond to a specific stimulus. Kung lagi po nating ipapakita sa anak natin that working on their own ay may makukuha silang reward in return, I'm sure the students will react na lagi na silang mag-work hard at ipapakita nila sa inyo na kaya nilang mag-stand alone during this online distance learning. Yan, no. Next is tip number 4. Tip number 4 naman has something to do with the mental condition of your children. Dahil nga yung tip number 1 to 3 is letting them go on their own, ay syempre kailangan pa rin nating tignan sila from time to time. Hindi ibig sabihin that we're making them independent ay hindi na natin sila babantayan from or sisilip-silipin from time to time. You have to watch out for some red flags. Ano nga ba tong mga red flags na kailangan nating tignan? The idea of anxiety, depression, lagi bang mukhang malungkot yung inyong anak? Hindi ba siya makatulog palagi? Insomniac na yung anak ninyo? Or minsan, hindi naman sila physically ill, pero bigla na lang matamlay yung ating mga anak. And nagkakaroon sila ng poor eating habits. These are some red flags or signs na yung ating mga anak ay nakaka-experience ng academic burnout. Give them time to relax as well. Kaya importante pa rin na bibigyan natin yung ating mga anak ng extra time para mag-unwind or ma-feel nila na hindi lamang sila gumigising araw-araw para umattend ng online classes nila. Yeah. And also, as we identify these red flags, we have to listen to them. Hindi lang, ay, ayun, yung anak ko medyo mukhang depressed na, okay na yun. Titignan ko na lang kung kinakaya pa ba niya. You have to talk to them. You listen to them. Minsan kahit hindi na kayo makipag-usap sa kanya or hindi na kayo mag-respond sa kanya, the fact na alam niyang may nakikinig sa kanya, na siya ay nahihirapan or he or she is having some kind of difficult time with accomplishing their task, ay okay na yon. Simply just be there for your children and magiging okay yung inyong samahan at masisigurado natin na yung ating learning will be achieved or effective. Yung last tip ko naman is to allot time for tutoring. In terms of tutoring kasi, some parents kasi ngayon, I'm not generalizing, hindi ko nilalahat po. Maaring yung iba. Yung iba sa kanila ay they're doing the task of their children na. Dahil una, baka na iinis na sila dahil mabagal yung progress ng anak nila and by means of helping them ay mas napapadali yung trabaho, less time na gumagawa ng task yung bata at less problema rin sa parent dahil natapos na yung task. That's one possibility. Pangalawa naman is they want to assure that the child would get the highest possible score na maaaring makuha ng isang estudyante. Which is somehow good din naman yun, pero bad siya kung yung parent yung gagawa. Mas magandang i-assist lang natin yung ating mga anak. There is a big difference doon sa konsepto ng helping and doing everything and just assisting or guiding your child para ma-navigate niya yung sarili niya into doing the goal of that particular task given to them. Yeah. You can use the following techniques po para mas ma-improve natin yung tutorial session natin sa ating mga anak after their online class. Dear parents, kindly wag po nating hayaang o panoorin mo na lang tong video na to or manood ka ng YouTube tutorial dyan. Wag po sanang ganon, no? We try to go extra, no? In terms of preparing flashcard, preparing drills, and some exercises para sa ating mga anak. Dahil mahabang time na yung kanilang ginugugol, nakaharap yung computer or yung gadgets nila. No? So, might as well maximize the use of the idea of playing para ma-encourage natin silang matutunan yung mga dapat pa nilang matutunan or ma-review for their classes. No? Isa rin siguro sa magiging tawag dito, ahead ng ilang mga pamilya is yung pagkakaroon ng mga magkakapatid na nag-aaral. No? Maaari silang mag-peer learning na kung saan pwede silang magtanungan or gawing contest, parang contest yung kanilang pagre-review. Yeah. Sa huli, no, in general, ang hinihingi lamang naman po natin no, para mas maging maayos yung pag-navigate ng ating mga anak sa online distance learning po natin ngayon is for you to be always available. No? Not in a sense na ikaw mismo yung gagawa ng task nila, but rather your presence na alam nila that you're supporting your child na gawin yung mga bagay na dapat nilang magawa so that they can continue their learning ay sapat na yon. No? Yeah. Remember, dear parents, you're not just a client. You are our comrade. No? Kayo ay ang aming mga partners in this goal na mapagpatuloy pa natin yung ating online distance learning o yung ating pag-aaral no, ng ating mga estudyante. Kaya mahalaga po ang inyong papel. No? I will be ending this session by means of just saying this phrase. Start with your mind, focus at the end. Lagi ko itong sinasabi sa umpisa ng mga klase ko in all academic school year. No? Alam kong marami tayong agam-agam with regards to how this school year is going. No? Pero we have to trust the process, sabi nga po nila. No? Dahil nasimulan na po natin, i-focus natin yung sarili natin na we can support our child in their learning and we must also trust the provider of learning, yung ating mga schools, para mas magawa nila ng mas maayos yung kanilang mga trabaho bilang mga educators. No? Sa mga kapwa ko guro, magpatuloy po kayo sa inyong mga aming anak, no? Pagbutihin, kaya niyo yan, no? Marahil kayo nahihirapan pero you'll never know, no, na yung paghihirap natin ngayon, it is adding something to us, no? When you're feeling that you're encountering something difficult, you're learning something new. Lagi po ninyong tatandaan yan. And sa ating mga magulang, no, salamat. Salamat po sa inyong lahat. At kayo po ay magiging alamat na ngayong gabi dahil sinamahan niyo po ako sa aking maikling talakayan with regards to how we can navigate or how the children or our child can navigate through this cyber terrain na meron tayo po ngayon. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, sir, for that very short and informative discussion. Now we will proceed to our question and answer portion. Our
Yes.
first question is from Mary Reyes. How can parents help the students if even the parents aren't familiar with the discussion or topics being discussed?
Actually, medyo mahirap nga yan, no? Yung idea na the parents is not that knowledgeable with regards to the topic that the students are now discussing with their teachers. No? Siguro, in terms of that particular scenario, I would suggest na sana ay try natin din no mag-research on our own no or subukan nating magbasa-basa ng ilang mga articles o kaya naman ilang mga website. We look for some websites that could help, no, para mas matulungan yung anak natin, no. Siguro maganda rin na tanungin natin yung ating mga anak, no, kung ano nga ba yung naintindihan nila, and then we start from there, no. Doon natin subukang i-build up at dagdagan pa yung mga konsepto na dapat nilang alam. I hope I was able to answer that particular question. It's very difficult dahil hindi nga naman natin masisigurado na lahat ng tinuturo sa mga estudyante natin ngayon ay kung ano yung mga tinuro sa atin while we were still studying. Yes po?
Thank you very much, sir. Our next question is from April Claudio. Good evening po. While we are practicing the academic integrity, paano po natin magagaranti na yung ibang parents are doing the same thing?
Yan, no? Medyo mahirap yan, no, na mag-guarantee natin. No? Pero I assure you, no, teachers know the capability of their students, no? Especially kung nagdaan na sa kanila yung mga estudyante, no? Dahil hindi lang naman lahat ng ating means of grading ay nanggagaling sa mga outputs, written outputs na assignment and the like, no. Andiyan pa rin naman yung mga recitation, no. At doon by means of that, no, ay nawe-weigh panigurado ng mga teacher kung si student pa ba talaga yung gumagawa ng task or iba na, no. Most often than not, no, teachers would give take-home task na kung saan maaari siya talagang matulungan ng kanilang mga magulang. Kaya if you notice, no, yung ibang mga task po natin ay video presentation na kung saan, hala, grade school, nagve-video, no? Diyan pumapasok yung tulong ng mga magulang po natin. No? Pero yun, we cannot assure that there will be 100% no help from the parents. No? Kagaya nga ng sabi ko, we will just be guiding, no? Dapat hindi tayo yung gumagawa, no. Siguro ayun, no, konsensya na lang din ng ibang mga magulang na kung sila yung gagawa nung task na dapat nilang na dapat na ginagawa ng kanilang mga anak.
We have for now. Any last reminders po for our viewers today?
Siguro, no, suportahan to the parents, no, suportahan lang po natin lagi yung ating mga estudyante as well as the academic institution dahil kayo nga po ay mga partners ng ating academic institution, no. I'm sure may mga pagkakataon na kung saan kine-question po natin on how they are trying to navigate this school year, pero I'm sure naman ay pinag-uusapan po 'yan ng mga academic institution bago nila implement ang isang bagay. Yeah. And shout out din sa aking mga kakilala na nanonood sa FB Live po natin ngayon.
In behalf of Ibal Group Incorporated, I would like to thank our speaker for today for this very eye-opening and insightful learning session. It is an honor to have you with us today, sir. And to all our Kavibal viewers, all thanks to you for your continuous patronage to our daily learning session. Don't forget to register to get your e-certificate of participation. We also encourage you to subscribe and watch on our official Vival Facebook and YouTube channel. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang araw sa ating lahat.